Well, welcome everybody to Z1 Concept Milkshake's Facebook Live. I'm really excited to be here. Again, my name is Jar Caruso. I'm the creative director for Z1 Concept. And I have the fabulous Miss Jaclyn Lopes.
Thank you, Jaclyn Lopes.
I want to, first of all, thank you for being here. I know, originally a lot of you might have seen that we did advertise that Sarah was going to be here. Unfortunately, Sarah had a previous engagement to run to, so we had to switch it up. But we have just as talented Miss Jaclyn with us, so we're really, really excited. And I think it's great because, Jaclyn, we're now in the midst of the holiday season.
We are, yes.
And it's great. We got the poinsettias around us, so we're all getting in the mood. Christmas music in the background. And I think it's really, really exciting because this is, the time when salons really focus on holiday hair. Whether it's something that's a little bit more textural, whether it's something that is going to be an updo, and they want to know quick and easy tricks. So if you guys have any questions out there, please send us a message and we'll answer any questions you possibly have and touch bases. So we're going to really focus on some quick tricks, how to create texture and volume in here.
Yeah, I'm going to do texture, volume. I want to show some, like how to create some sleek looks, and also how to create just like a really quick classic updo that you could create either on your clients at the salon, or if you're tuning in and you just want some great ideas on how to do some things to your own hair as well.
And I think it's awesome, and I'm really excited because I know Jaclyn just got back from Italy not so long ago, learning some really quick little tidbits and tricks. Maybe we'll share them. Maybe not, but we're going to get into all of that. Yes. But most importantly, too, we need to really focus on, what is going to support these styles. And I think that you kind of hit it best when you talked about the No Inhibition products the last time when you and I were talking about foundational and how people layer them versus cocktailing them together. What would determine if you're going to cocktail products or layer products? And then let's talk about what you prepped Tammy's hair with.
Okay, well, you just threw a bunch of things at me at once. So layering and cocktailing, yes. First of all, I think it's very important when you are styling, you have to utilize products to support your hairstyle. Otherwise, your hairstyle is just gonna fall flat. So depending on what look you're trying to create, you have to use the certain products to be able to create that look. Layering versus cocktailing, if you are cocktailing the products together, you're creating an even distribution of the products throughout the hair to create a certain look. If you are layering the products, then you are creating a foundation and you're building on top of that foundation to further create your style.
Cool.
Now, like you said, I have the beautiful Tammy Cox here as my model today. How lucky am I? And she's got this amazing textured haircut, right? And she's got this beautiful color. I mean, she is the color ambassador. So, but she's gonna let me play with her hair today, and I'm gonna use her as an example for a great textured look. So like Gerard said, I went ahead and I prepped her hair, and I prepped her hair using the Texturizing and Volumizing Foam by No Inhibition. This is one of my go-to products. I love it for styling because you can use this on dry hair as well as damp hair. So if you're you can blow dry it into somebody's hair. If somebody's coming in for a style and their hair's already dried, then you can always put a little bit of this in your hand and comb it right through their hair, blow dry it in to get a little extra volume, a little extra hold. And it does have a nice flexible hold in it, and it's gonna prevent against humidity. Again, I like to always show too, since I have the product in my hand, along with our milkshake products, No Inhibition also has a description of hold, shine, and volume. So this is a great tool for us hairstylists when we're recommending products to our clients. We have all the information in front of us. You can go ahead and tell them how much hold, how much shine, and how much volume they're gonna get out of the product that you're recommending for your client. Okay, so she was prepped with the volumizing and texturizing foam. For texture, I'm also going to be working with the Matt Volumizing Powder on her hair. And I might add just like a little bit of Silkening Milk just to help give me a little bit of shine. Okay, so with Tammy's hair, she does have an undercut. So I would just like to, I was just kind of playing around with her hair a little bit. And just for just like a quick little simple thing, I mean, she could really, really bump this up. You could add some of the Matt Volumizing Powder in here, just to create a little bit more texture.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, please. Because I think sometimes simple is the way to go. I'm just going to show you a really simple look, and then I'm going to get into more of a complete up style with her. I'm going to bring everything back, and I'm going to really style it up. But first, I think she has a great texture to work with. So I'm just going to show you what the Matte Volumizing Powder actually does to the hair, just by keeping her hair natural, putting it in to create that texture, because it has a great matte finish, and it just, you'll be able to see the difference between how it's a little bit flatter here, and then once we use the Matte Volumizing Powder to create that lift right at her root area on the top. You left the seal.
I left the seal on.
This is live, so technical difficulties are.
Well, I couldn't get the other one open, so I snuck off to get you one, but now I'll get the seal on. Here you go.
Here, I got it.
There.
Oh, we both did it at once.
Let everybody know about that seal, because not everybody knows that there's a seal
so
on there.
when you open up, good point, when you open up a brand new bottle of this, there is a clear seal on top, and it's hard to see. So you really have to take your nail and
Peel it off.
peel it off.
Okay, now we can get the benefits of the product.
So I like to tell my clients that this is magic fairy dust, and you just sprinkle a little bit. A little bit goes a long way. Sprinkle a little bit right in the root area, and you can just see how much texture that adds to her hair, how much volume. Now she could keep it really simple and just kind of work with the style that she has, and just add a cute little clip in here just to really style it up. These clips are so popular. They're trending right now. They're everywhere. You can find them anywhere. You can just add tons of clips and layer them just to create a little glam in your hair, a little sparkle. But that's very simple. So I'm going to take things to the next level here. And I really want to utilize her undercut. And Tammy's used to hair being out of her face. So I'm going to take everything back, and I'm just going to create these little twists and use a bobby pin and just pin it up just to create a little bit of texture, volume, and definition throughout her hair, okay? She's got actually a good amount of hair to work with, and she has this amazing undercut, and she has a fabulous head shape. So we're gonna work with everything that Tammy's got going on today, right? Okay, so first, her hair's going forward. Like I said, I prepped it with the volumizing, texturizing mousse. Yep, and I'm going to be using some hairspray. Okay, since her hair's going forward, I'm just going to take this. And these are quick tips for you when you are in the salon and say somebody just throws something on you really quick, like, hey, I have a holiday party tonight. I know you just colored my hair, but do you think you can add a quick little style into my hair to make me holiday ready?
I think it's important for us to let everybody know, while they're prepping the hair, why you choose so many different products to work with. And with No Inhibition, there's that key ingredient that we do have in No Inhibition, which is guarana. And guarana is an actual great ingredient to have in a product line where you're getting the hold and the support and the texture you want of the hair, but you're also treating the hair on every application.
Right, it's invigorating, and it is, like you said, it's great for your hair while you're working with it. So it's going to help protect your hair.
We have a great question coming in from Vicente, our friend Vicente. What other products would you recommend if her hair was still too soft after using the texturizing mousse? Now, I know you used the volumizing powder. Is there anything else you'd recommend, Jaclyn?
If her hair was still too soft, sea salt spray. Oh yeah, I would definitely use sea salt spray. Sea salt spray it's just going to give your hair just a little bit of texture, a little bit more movement into your hair. It's going to give you a little bit more hold. Again, it's sea salt spray, so it's based on being at the beach. When you get that salt in your hair from just being on the beach, it gives you that nice texture. Another thing that you can do is you could cocktail the mousse with the body booster. If her hair was really, really fine and you needed a lot of extra hold. So I'm just gonna do this around the top just to make her hair fall in the direction that I want it to fall. And now I'll take a little bit of this hairspray. Mm-hmm. So the Volumizer hairspray that I'm using here has a nice flexible hold to it. It's also gonna protect from humidity. So it's something that's great to use while you are curling. It has a memory effect to it, so it's gonna help really keep that curl in your hair. Okay, so I just like to let this sit till it feels cool to touch. And then I'll go ahead and take it down.
Of course, there had to be the famous question that we just picked up there for you. Tammy, what is the color formula on your hair?
I knew that.
Somebody would have to ask
it.
Yeah.
I use the Total Roots decolorizing cream from our Milkshake Decologic range, and I pre-lighten to level 9. And I mix it with a 20 volume and do it in foils just to highlight. Actually, my salon mate Jillian does. And then we do a full overlay using Milkshake Smoothies. And my formula, I did this last time, is 30 grams of 7.44, a level 7 copper, and 8 grams of 7.43 level 7 copper gold, and 2 grams of straight yellow pigment into it. Awesome. I mix it with a light activating emulsion on damp hair and process for a minimum of 20 minutes, but honestly, I left this on for about an hour because I was cooking breakfast.
Everybody needed to know that, of course, because you were cooking breakfast.
Yeah, dresses. We do our
there
hair
you go.
Sometimes.
We're the last ones to get our hair done, aren't we? Okay.
So
now I usually have a mirror in front of me, so I'm just going to kind of turn her. So you can see the shape that I'm creating from the side, but then I also need to look at her from the front and make sure that she's symmetrical. But it's also nice too to be able to just work with what you have. I feel like looks these days, especially for styling, they're very soft and textured, very warm, like something that you did at home yourself. You just kind of threw it up, looks effortless. So I want to be able to create that in her style.
So let me ask you, Jaclyn, when we talk about types of hairsprays that we use, something that's a firm hold versus a medium hold, do you prefer a working spray, a freezing spray, and why the No Inhibition spray?
I prefer a working spray, and that would be why I like the No Inhibition spray, is because it's working and it has that memory effect to it. So as I spray it, it doesn't freeze the hair.
Right.
It doesn't freeze it right into place. And if I don't like where that hair is after I spray it, I can always go back, comb it through, and restyle it. Okay, so I'm working with her head shape with the sections that I'm taking, but I'm still taking like fairly clean sections, and I just want to create almost like these bubbles kind of working through her hair as I work down. Okay, so I want to work with her texture, but I'm going to add a little bit of this powder. And I'm going to tease it. Working right down to her scalp. This is just going to keep all the hair on the side in place for me. And then I'm just combing over the top to keep the top smooth, but keep my shape. And then I'm just going to twist it, push it up. And then I like to try to hide my bobby pins. So I take a little bit of hair and I just twist it. I create tension and push it in. Okay. And she has fine hair, so that bobby pin is secure. But if you have somebody with a little bit thicker, denser hair, you can always go back in, take a little bit of hair again that you already twisted, and just, you can feel as you push that you're interlocking those two bobby pins together. Okay. I'm gonna actually switch this up just a little bit. I think when you're working with styles too, you have to be very visual with what you're working with what you're doing. And I could see those bobby pins. I didn't like that I could see them. So I'm just going to switch this up a little bit here. Try to hide those bobby pins, but still work with the same shape that.
So somebody was loving that little tip there, Jaclyn, Alicia Wheeler.
Thank you, Alicia.
Our good friend from, I believe, Indiana, isn't it, Alicia? She's like, I love the twist, adds more texture too. So it's kind of cool. Nice little tip. Thank you, Alicia.
Okay, so every time that I'm working through, I am adding a little bit more volumizing powder. Just because I love the texture, it just gives me a little bit more support with this style and with her hair.
Okay.
And you know what, this is falling and I'm just gonna work with it. I'm gonna keep it. Keeps it, makes it look lived in and really natural, like she did it herself. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna tease a little bit again. Just very repetitive. But really creating that padding down at the bottom. Comb over the top. And then I'm going to twist and push. Take my bobby pin and I'm going to do the same thing. So I take a little bit of hair and then I twist it in and push it up. So you can feel that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'm hiding that bobby pin. That one's not as secure, so I'm going to go ahead and do that again. So I almost weave the bobby pin into the hair and then I twist it and push it up to make it more secure. Okay? So I'm going to do one
Cool.
more. Same thing, again, utilizing the volumizing powder.
I think what's great too, when you think about it, Jaclyn, is that you work with different textures of hair all the time, as so do all of us in the salon. And sometimes we feel that somebody that does have an undercut can't get something a little bit different. We become stagnant, and and giving the opportunity to work with products that are going to allow you to create an abundance of hair. Even if you're hardly working with, like you said, Tammy does have a finer texture of hair. She has an undercut, but yet you can still create holiday hair. So just because it's short doesn't mean that it just has to be blow dried and add a little texture. You're
Right.
creating some funk into that.
Yeah,
Cool.
and you have to keep in mind too your client's personality. I think all that comes into
Powder?
play.
Here's
A little bit of hairspray. All that comes into play when you are styling your clients. I always like to ask, like Tammy, if she was a client that came to me in the salon, she originally has a fringe in front of her face. If she's not comfortable with wearing her hair back away from her face like it is, I'm not going to do a style like this on her. You want to work with something that's going to make your client feel beautiful and secure.
Amen. Sure.
Cool.
Right, because I mean, we learn all these different things, but if we're not satisfying our client, we didn't really do our job.
Our viewers are loving the fact that you're creating a look that's making it look like Tammy's got more hair.
Right.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I'm gonna tease
Great.
this just a tiny bit more. I'm gonna go actually split it in half and go on top because I want to create a little bit more height right in this top area because I want to kind of hide this up here. Okay, still going in, and I'm still, even though I'm teasing, like especially because I'm towards the top of this section, I'm really making sure I'm going in and taking that hair all the way down to her scalp because you don't want to see this tease when I pull it over.
So would you recommend to keep the teasing very close
Keep
to
it
the
very
regrowth
close.
area? Yeah.
But it's just creating rolls.
I think the new thing too, when you think about it, especially with short hair, if you wanted to, you know, which you've done before, you've prepped extensions and pieces to go in there. So if you wanted to add something to the hair by working with the volumizing powder or prepping it with the texture volumizing foam or even using the texture hairspray in it, you know, you have products that are going to give those extensions support that you can put in. So this
Yeah.
variety and creativity is so
Limitless.
widely spread. It's limitless, exactly what you're saying. And that's what I think I'd like that you're doing is you're working with what you have. You know, Tammy has an undercut, but it doesn't mean that you can't create something with that.
Right. And I've seen and I thought about doing this with her hair too. A lot of people will do braids with this type of style because you can easily kind of braid the top and then create a nice little bun or chignon right at that top area, even a ponytail to create volume, to get like a nice look out of it. Sorry, I'm just trying to go in here and really kind of see what I'm doing and what this side looks like.
That's great.
Okay, but it's just nice, like, say you kind of want to work with some of the hair that is falling, because you do want it to look a little bit on the messier side.
Right. I think it's really kind of what's in it's that texture, that natural texture that they have. So not only with product, but the texture of the hair itself. So if there are little wisps that fall out, spray them into place.
Yeah, spray them into place or save them till the
Okay.
end, like I'm doing. Save them to the end, and that's when you kind of add your final touches to it, to tweak it, to really kind of get that shape in there that you see, that you can visualize. You know, like I don't like this sticking out, so I would like to kind of taper that in a little bit, because you see just that little tweak makes a world of a difference. It just makes it look a little bit more polished.
Oh, you're ready, Tammy.
Red carpet,
Where are we
Red
going?
carpet ready.
I know, where are we going? See
Yeah.
Santa Claus.
But I think too, what is the key factor here, and it's really, really important. And what I like, you know, that you talked about earlier, Jaclyn, is that so you pin this up, and you talked about how you do like some of the style soft, and you utilize things like the texture and volumizing foam to be a support product.
Yes.
You know, right here, and that's what we blew Tammy out with, and then of course the texturizing powder to give it that oomph. That, let's just say she's not going to wash her hair tomorrow morning, but she went to an evening out tonight, take the bobby pins out, shake it out, she'd have all that added texture.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're not going to weigh down her hair. They're not going to make her hair feel heavy or greasy. And she's going to have that added texture. So it's kind of building a style for tomorrow as well.
Oh, definitely. I mean, I even tell my clients, if I don't have dry shampoo at
Oh,
home
it's awesome.
and I have the Matt Volumizing Powder, I use this instead of the dry shampoo on my own hair, and it lasts. My hair will last for days.
Amazing.
Yeah, but it almost makes it look like a braid. I've created all this
Right.
texture and movement in there, definition, and then then you just work with her face shape and.
So we're getting lots of comments. Looking very glamorous. Love
It
this.
absolutely looks beautiful.
Yeah,
Really
fantastic. Great job.
I think it inspired
Thank
me.
you,
It's so
Sean.
funny because I have clients that come in and guests that walk into my doors when I'm in the salon too, and my staff too, and they do have short hair, but yet they want something up. They want something to be put up, and to look at that, you would think that Tammy had long hair, and that you've created this beautiful updo, and it's not necessarily. It emphasizes the undercut, but still looks as if you were just putting up hair and keeping it really, really tight on the side.
Yeah, and
I think that's beautiful.
And if you were to do this, you could really do this quick, 5-10 minutes. You could whip this up and send your client on her way to celebrate the holidays.
I almost want to look for crystal earrings, get her in a sequin dress, and then you and I can go into the city tonight.
I'm here for it, yes.
Beautiful, beautiful. Let's hear some comments. What do you guys think? Is that amazing how you can take a short haircut, undercut, work it the way you worked it, and what? Possibly 1, 2, 3, 4 bobby pins that will place in the hair and added product to create that beautiful look.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Thank you
Jaclyn.
so much, Miss Tammy.
It's
Thank
amazing.
you, Tam.
Let's touch something, Jaclyn, for a minute. So you create a beautiful updo like this, and we're going to post pictures of that. I mean, amazing. I'm going to pull this right out of the way. Get that there, because I know you brought another little friend with you. But what I think is really, really cool is, we teach everybody out there, whether you are a stylist watching us, Z1 Concept puts these Facebook Lives once a month on the Milkshake North America page. We teach stylists and we teach consumers alike that what you could approach and what you can get in your salon. A simple updo like that. Sometimes it kind of intrigues them to want to go visit their stylist. But most importantly, I think that we never really touch base about these fantastic products right here, how they create all these different styles that we try to create, whether you're looking for something that's going to be a little bit more smoothing, possibly add more curl.
Yes.
Again, you touch base on the sea salt spray, great product to use for texture.
One of my
But
favorites.
what's really, really important, we just implemented this, and you and I both salon owners, and we talked about this, about creating that 21-day challenge
Oh, I
for
love
our
this. I
stylists.
love this that you're doing. It's amazing.
And here's the thing for all you stylists out there. It's 21 days of recommending a product or two to your guests that come into your salon. And it's recommending any product that you choose to the No Inhibition products that are going to enable them to maintain that beautiful style that you created behind the chairs of your salon. And 21 days creates a habit. Do you believe that?
I do believe that.
It's amazing.
Amazing.
21 days of consistent recommendation, all right? And it's not to the same person all the time. It's to every client that could possibly walk through the doors, even if you do it once a day. 21 days of recommendation creates a habit. And I think sometimes we have to create habits, because sometimes habits are bad to form.
And I think working behind the chair as well as owning a salon, sometimes you fall into like just your routine, and you might not, you might have the same client in your chair that you've had for years and years, and you aren't recommending those products to them all the
Sometimes
time.
we take one product, whether it be the Texture Volumizing Foam, and this is our go-to product.
Yeah,
We want to create texture, we use the Texture Volumizing Foam. We want to create volume, we use the Texture Volumizing Foam. We want to slick the hair, we use the Texture Volumizing Foam. But sometimes we need to open our horizons
You're so
and
true.
look upon us. And it is a proven fact. Whatever we use in the salon, and those of you who are guests that enter into our salons, you have to look at your stylist today. Look at what they're using on your hair, and utilize that to duplicate that style at home.
Right, ask, because you're in the salon and you're investing into your hair, and you want your hair to look the way that your stylist does it when you're at the salon, right?
know I do.
If your stylist isn't recommending products, then ask, like, what are you using in my hair? Why are you using that in my hair? And your stylist can help tell you and point you in the right directions to the right products to use to create the same style that your stylist created on you.
Right, and I think you summed it up, and then we're going to get over it. You're going to show us the little trick here.
Yeah,
But you summed it up perfectly when you said at the end of the day, and I know that you probably go through the same thing that I go through sometimes, and every hairdresser that's watching us right now, some of our guests will walk into the salon and say, okay, I want my hair to last all day. I need this support because I'm going out tonight, but don't use any hairspray. don't use too much product. I know I have a couple of guests that come in and I'm like, well, if you want the support, if you want the texture, you need product. Product is not a bad thing. And I think that No Inhibition hit the nail on the head, because to use that key ingredient, guarana, which is kind of from the Amazon.
It's from the Amazon, yeah.
The Amazon, and it's basically a plant. And they found that surrounding things around that plant have flourished and nourished, and they were stronger and vibrant and had that strength that they need and what hair needs. And when you think about this, we take so much time to do utilizing prepping products or conditioning products or treatments in the salon. But what about a styling product, a styling line that treats your hair at every application? I think that's amazing. So if you are looking for something like that, No Inhibition is the product for you. Yeah. So let's check out what you're going to do next. I'm really excited to see this now.
Okay.
Long hair.
Yeah, some long hair now. She's got beautiful long hair. This is my girl. I call her Svetlana.
I think she's been a model for us before.
She has. She was a model for us once before. She travels around with me every now and then. But I just actually, what you were talking about was a great segue into this, because I wanted to touch on creating smooth, polished hair. Like sometimes for a holiday, you just need a beautiful blowout. You know?
Right.
So to create a beautiful blowout at home, or if you're in the salon and you need some products to help support that blowout, to get a nice, smooth, sleek look, I would recommend our smoothing cream by No Inhibition. It's going to protect against humidity, it's going to add shine to your hair, and it has an amazing texture to it. Now I like to cocktail the smoothing cream with the fluid gloss. The fluid gloss is extremely silky.
Love it.
And
it's not heavy. That's what's amazing about that.
And it protects against heat. So if you put this in, you can cocktail these together. You can put them in wet hair. Again, you could add them into. You could even add them into dry hair and then blow dry them in, and then flat iron over it, or proceed with any kind of hot tools. But that's my go-to for smoothing. Now, then I would just go in and use a paddle brush and just kind of really blow dry her hair, get it nice and smooth. But from here, I want to create a nice, more classic, sleek kind of updo. But I wanted to add a more like modern kind of feminine, soft touch to it. So I'm going to create a low shignog, but I'm going to add in a braid. Okay? I think braids, they've been around for the past few years.
And they're not going away.
And they aren't going anywhere. And another reason I like to incorporate braids into my styling is I feel like they add nice structure to the hair. It's going to last all night if you're dancing, moving around. Another thing that's great when you do incorporate braids into your style is if it does get a little bit messy because you were at that holiday ball dancing all night, it's going to get a little rough and it's going to look sexier as the night goes on.
I remember, and it's so funny because you talk about braids, and personally, I kind of bow down to you because I think you're phenomenal when it comes to braiding or any of that, this type of updo styling. And I remember, I don't know if you remember, but you and I took a class together one time, and it was, I forgot what they were, I'm not going to mention where we took it, but we took this class together, and they were showing a braiding technique, and I was all thumbs, and I kind of wasn't comprehending it, but then you came over, because I actually forced you to come over to me, and my mannequin, and I asked you a question, and you explained it to me, and you demonstrated it to me, and it grasped. And you know, to this day, I still do that technique.
Really?
So I thank you for that. So that's why I'm always bowing down to Jaclyn when it comes to braiding, because I think that she whips these braids up remarkable. And I think we got something exciting that's going to be coming in the near future that you will all be very happy to see, and it's going to be involving Miss Jaclyn Lopes, right there, girl.
Thank you so much, Gerard. That's thank you. That means a lot. I really appreciate that.
It means a lot for me and my guests.
And a quick shout out just as you're moving along, Jaclyn, from our colleague Sharon Keller up in Canada.
Hi, Sharon.
She loved the fact that choosing to keep the bobby pin closed as you apply it into the hair to create, keeps it much stronger. She loved that. Great little tip.
Thank you. Thank you for tuning in. I love it. Love the support. So I'm layering products on my beautiful model Svetlana here.
Svetlana. Where did she get that name from?
I don't know, but she knew the model was annoying.
So because I'm creating a braid, I need some structure in there, but I also need a product that's going to allow for movement and to keep it nice and sleek and smooth. So for a little bit of strength and texture, I like the Body Booster. Now this is great. It's lightweight, adds great movement into the hair. You don't always apply it on dry hair. You would typically apply this on wet hair, focusing on mid-lengths or roots, mid-lengths, ends to help create that texture and give you an amazing voluminous blowout. But for this particular case, I am going to use it just to help give me that support for my braid. And I'm just going to create a nice, soft French braid. I'm keeping it very simple. But it does have a little bit of a twist in there, or like something, a little bit of a technique that I think will help support you with all your braiding styles. Okay. So I just am taking just a loose diagonal forward section here. And I'm just gonna create my braid. I'm letting her hair just fall in its natural fall. And I'm going to first fully braid one. Before I start bringing hair in, I do the full braid first. And then I'm just gonna go in and start adding hair.
You make everything look so effortless.
Thank you. But very gentle too. Okay, you need to be very gentle because you need to work the hair. And you want it to fall naturally here. So a nice blowout before doing this style is key too. And I just want to keep this low, and I'm just going to keep the braid actually on this side of her hair, of her head.
You know, you just said something that I think is really, really important. I'd like you to repeat it too. And it basically was, you know, that a nice blowout is really, really important. And you need the foundational products to create that blowout.
Yes.
So I think that's a key factor, because sometimes some of us will try and go in and just try braiding the hair by just brushing it out. And we tend to create friction and volume and don't use the right product.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so now I'm just adding hair, but I'm keeping what I'm adding on this side. I'm taking hair just from the top, okay? Because now I don't have any hair on this side to add into this part of the braid, but I'm gonna grab hair from underneath and incorporate that in. And this is just gonna keep me from getting holes in my braid. Okay? So I'm coming right underneath, taking hair, and incorporating it, and I'm gonna take all the hair that's in the front and just bring it right over.
Do you work, man?
Yes, please. Now, this style, it's just something quick, easy to do. You could definitely do different types of braids with this if you wanted to do more of like that Dutch braid where it's sitting outside. If you wanted to create more of a fishtail type of braid to make it a little bit tighter, a little more texture.
So a question, would this braiding technique work with layered hair as well, Jaclyn?
It can work with layered hair, definitely. I mean, as long as the layers aren't sitting right here, you know, as long as they're not too short. But if your layers are sitting even like towards the nape of your head here, you can still incorporate those into your braid. Okay, so like I said, I want to create a nice, like, just simple little chignon, and I have extra hair here that I want to tighten. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to twist this to tighten this up. I'm going to add, if you want to just spray it for me.
like my debut.
And then I just kind of go in gently with the end of my comb. Can you spray just a little here? Just to smooth those little hairs down. And then I'm twisting, okay? I'm just gonna twist, twist. And I'm tightly twisting so it almost just like twists right onto itself here. And then I'm gonna apply the bobby pins underneath because I actually like how this is sticking out. So I'm gonna take the bobby pins. Again, I love that Shannon pointed out, I'm not opening my bobby pins, but I'm going in and I'm gonna twist that to make the chignon closer to her scalp. A good little tip here too is wherever you feel like you need to hold the hair is where you should place your bobby pins. I want this to come a little bit, sit right in the nape of her neck there. Okay. I need to hide this hair. But I rarely will open my bobby pins.
Wow.
Yeah, another great comment. Well, compliment, Jaclyn from Charlene, Maine. Another. All our Canada colleagues are in on us today, saying she loved the tip on the bobby pin placement. Keeping that right at the nape of the neck.
Thank you, Charlene. Thanks, my fellow Canadians.
Amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that is nice and secure in here. Now the great thing about this look too, and because, like I mentioned on Tammy, all these hairpins are trending. Say you don't get this side as smooth as you want because you're doing this quick in the salon. Right? Like I didn't get this as smooth as I want here. So a little thing that I can do is I'll just kind of pull it with my finger. No? I'm in the zone. Sorry, Gerard.
Oh,
That was you. Told.
no. Told me.
And everybody
I'm
thinks
getting
that
my bossy side.
Jaclyn's all sweetness and light. Yeah, then you see the other side of her. That was awesome.
I'll do that. So
The
you can,
XOXO?
yeah. And then I think there's some other shiny ones too.
Yes, that's
So I'm
super
gonna-
shiny. Oh, here's a beautiful
I'm
one.
gonna take this, add this into her hair. Oh, I should have done that one first, actually.
Okay.
Sorry, made me change my mind.
That looks beautiful.
Definitely add these little things. Even if your client doesn't bring them in, you can always buy them and just keep them on hand in your kit. And if you feel like your client would like to add a little shine into her hair, a little shimmer,
That's great. This is so trending now, and I know they do that a lot with bobby pins and clips. I mean, there's so many things that you can put in the hair.
yeah. And it just adds that nice little something extra. Okay, now even though this is a nice, sleek, more classic look, I still like to go in and just rough it up a little bit because I just think it makes it look more modern and young, right? We all want to look young.
Again, that's just been complimented to you, saying thank you for utilizing the pins and barrettes, I believe they often get called.
All right, so I just go in and I really pinch to create texture.
I think too with holiday hair, it's important to dress it up somehow, some way, and by adding the texture that you're adding, the pins and the barrettes that you put into the hair. I think it's really, really important to look at that.
Right.
Beautiful.
Just to add a little bit of something extra in there. And I think just keeping it nice and soft makes it youthful.
I think, when we think about what you did, Jaclyn, and we talk about, you did Tammy's hair and you have that added texture. I mean, take a look at that. Look how beautiful that braid is sitting in there. But most importantly, it's added texture too. And I like the way how you separated that. And sometimes those little bits that pop out give that added feel to the hair because you don't want it to be so sleek, so tight.
Exactly. It just adds that little extra texture, and like I said, it gives you more hold. So that style will last.
Keep that onto that. I mean, because that's a really good style. So let's kind of go through this for a quick minute, and we think about this for a minute. So to create these beautiful styles, let's bring Tammy back up. Take a look at that again. Gorgeous style. I mean, Jaclyn, let's get you right there in the middle. Look at that. How beautiful. And what's amazing, let's turn you just like that for a minute and tilt your head. When you look at that, and you look at that, this is actually braided.
Yes.
That's not even braided, but yet it gives that effect. And it gives that effect because of the certain products and the way you pin the hair and the texture that you put into it.
Right.
I think those are the little tips and the tricks that Jaclyn brings to the table all the time. I think it's kind of amazing. So let's just kind of recap a little bit. So on this style that you created, you prepped her again by working with...
First, I would blow her dry with utilizing the smoothing cream and fluid gloss to get that nice, soft feel to her hair.
Right here, these two.
Just a simple blowout, smooth blowout. Don't add too much volume. It's gonna protect from humidity. It's gonna add great shine to the hair, which is great when you're working with braids. You need that shine and you need that slip. Then once she was dry, I went and I actually used the body booster to give me a little bit of hold in that braid.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went over with Silkening Milk.
Silkening Milk. So think about that for a minute. Like when you really think about that, you utilize these 4 products right here to create something. And one of them that happens to be one of my go-to products as well too is the fluid gloss. And it's amazing to me because it does not weigh down the hair whatsoever. It actually helps hydrate your hands too. And it's, again, with those ingredients like what I'm in there, that's allowing it. But you don't get that slip.
No, and you don't get like that, almost like that residue you get with some glosses that you put on your hair, like that, where it's like really, really heavy. With this, your hair just absorbs it, and it adds that added hydration that your hair needs, and you don't really feel it.
So, I was thinking about this before too, because, sometimes men like some type of holiday hair. So I'm just...
Oh, you want me to put some in your hair?
Something, dude. I mean, everybody's getting glam but me. And men like it too. And actually, it's kind of funny, and I really pulled this out too. I just thought of it now. But I love this product because I love working with it in my hair. And sometimes I won't even blow dry my hair. I'll just put this in and let it dry and then hit it with the spray. And then it just gives me the support, the volume I want without weighing it down. But most importantly, that added texture.
And this does add a nice shine to your hair as well.
So it's kind of funny because when we talk about this, all these products that we have here, and especially, I used to call these the hockey pucks because the shining and spreading wax allows you to go in there and create that added texture to the hair. So especially for the male guests that come into the salon. And it's funny, we talk about holiday hair, and you saw the beautiful work that she did on Tammy, the beautiful work that she did. What was her name again?
Svetlana.
Svetlana. But on a serious note, there are men that do come into the salon and get their hair cut and blown out prior to a holiday party. So when we talk about holiday hair, we talk about all types of guests that walk into the salon. So it kind of dawned on me when you were doing all this fancy footwork, and I thought, put a little something in my hair.
Yeah, add a little shimmer and shine.
Fix you up a little bit too, and then we're ready to
I
go.
probably need a little help after this.
Well, I have to honestly say, on behalf of myself and C1 and Milkshake, it's always, Jaclyn, a pleasure and an honor to kind of watch you work. You have these magical hands. Like the way you were doing those braids. I almost want to do a braid so bad. So, we happen to be here doing another event going on. So somebody's walking out of here with braids tonight. I'm just letting everybody here know that's out there. We're getting out there. But it's amazing. And I think that I want to kind of give like a sneak little preview because I think there's something exciting coming up in the future. We're not going to really talk about it. It's going to involve Jaclyn and some of the training that she's been taking and also how there are new enhanced products that are going to be coming out under the North America brand of Zero Concept, and that will be through No Inhibition and Milkshake. So I'm really excited, Jaclyn. Thank you.
Thank you
for your wonderful work, and I hope that everyone out there enjoyed it. We will be back in January, it's December, after the new year. I believe it's on January 3rd, and we are going to do a fantastic Facebook Live, and we're going to do a little cutting and enhance some product to go in with those cuttings. So please join us back in January, and we will see you there. Jaclyn, again, thank you. Thanks everybody out there. We'll see you soon.